Hey everyone, Steven here, and today I'm checking out the Robin SV021 closed back wired headset from SIVGA. Inside of the box you'll get the headset, which definitely feels premium with the material and has a wood shell design for the over-ear ear cups that matches my Live Edge wood desk really well. The headband has a high quality protein leather, which is a synthetic leather more commonly known as a leatherette. This has embroidered thread on it for a nice look, and this has a good amount of flex to it. The attachment for the headband to the ear cup is metal and not plastic for a more premium look and feel. And for the cushion on the ear cups, it is removable, so you can easily replace this if needed. And this has a pleather type material on it with memory foam, so it's not just regular foam here, which makes this feel more comfortable. This comes with a hip carrying bag, one 3.5mm female to 6.35mm male adapter, and one dual 2.5mm to 3.5mm cable, which this cable has a nice threading to it, and they've taken this and then braided it. So instead of a single cable that eventually breaks off to either side of the headset, they have this separate but then braided for a really cool look. For the specs with this headset, this has 50mm dynamic drivers, 32 ohm impedance, a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, a sensitivity of 105 decibels, and this weighs 275 grams or 0.61 pounds. In terms of the design and aesthetics, I think SIVGA has done a great job with this headset, and it's a style that they carry across all of their products. I really like the wood look paired with the leatherette and metal. There's just something about this that gives a modern but classic vibe. And on top of that, these are very comfortable with the memory foam for the ear cushions, which I'm glad they nailed the comfort here, because nothing's worse than a product that looks great but isn't usable, whether that's from a comfort standpoint or a function standpoint. Which, speaking of function, now the big question is, how do these sound? I'm happy to report that out of the box, these sound really good. You can just plug these in and have an enjoyable listening experience, whether that's with music, content, or gaming. Depending on your current setup, you might need to make some adjustments to the EQ, so I can't say it will be the same initial listening experience for everyone, but you can get these to your liking, which I think that's a very important distinction to make here, as gaming headsets tend to have software to use for adjusting the EQ or surround sound options with them, but studio style headphones don't typically have that, as the product is meant for you to use with other software or hardware that you prefer, which allows you to unlock the full potential of the headset as you see fit. One of the ways that you might do that is through the use of a digital audio controller or DAC, which I've used this headset with and without one, and I do prefer this with the DAC. Depending on what you're using this with, it may allow EQ settings through the device or app, so it's not necessary to have a DAC on PC, but it does make things more streamlined. Windows has some adjustments that you can make, for example, or certain apps like Spotify actually have EQ settings within the app itself that you can adjust. There are also just third-party apps out there that you can download to adjust the EQ settings, but if you wanted to skip all of that, then I would recommend a DAC for ease of use, and you can find a decent one for under $50. The sound this can handle and play is both loud and rich, with the peak here before distortion being higher than I think most people would need it to be. This can handle a lot of bass also before distortion, which is great, along with a lot of treble before sounding harsh. For me, this has been great when editing videos, consuming content, listening to music, and gaming. I've had the Philips SHP 9500 open ear headphones for 5 years now, and I've never found a headset I've liked enough to replace those until now. I got to spend 3 months with this headset while making this review due to my channel actually getting hacked and deleted, which was a rough process to get through, but this did allow me more time with these, and I'm glad because now I can definitively say these are my main headphones and they're really, really good. SIVGA nailed the trifecta here with great sound, really cool modern aesthetics, and top-notch comfort. And expanding upon that comfort for just a second, I will say that I can wear these for a long period of time without this putting a lot of pressure on my head. I'm a stickler when it comes to that. I do not like heavy headsets, and I do not like when a headset puts a lot of pressure on my head because that can give me a headache. So I tend to only want to use those for about 30 to 60 minutes. Here, I'll go from editing to shifting over, watching a YouTube video, and then playing games for a little bit, and I'll have these on my head potentially for a couple hours with no problem in that regard. Now, this does have the pleather on the ear cups, which can get a little bit warm, but with these, my ears don't really get sweaty like they do with other headphones I've used in the past that do have that same material. I don't know if it's the pairing of the pleather with the memory foam on this that maybe changes that a little bit, but they just don't make my ears quite as hot as other headsets. Looking at the price, these are $149, which puts this in a very competitive price range with a lot of other options out there. The SV021 is an easy recommendation for me to give, but make sure you understand that you may need to use software or a DAC to really take full advantage of these. If you don't want to do that, these are still great when it comes to just plug and play, but you may feel disappointed and better suited for a gaming headset with its own software. If that won't be an issue for you though, I would say take the leap and dive into this amazing headset. Well, that's going to wrap this video up. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section and I'll make sure to answer that for you there. I'll have a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.